The NCAA will now ban transgender women from competing in women's sports under a policy change announced on Thursday. This announcement comes after President Trump signed an executive order on Wednesday to prohibit any person assigned male at birth or any person assigned female at birth who is in the process of transitioning through hormone therapy from competing in any NCAA-sanctioned women's sport. Also, a proposed assault weapon ban is set to reignite gun safety debate at the Roundhouse. A lawmaker has pulled back a public records bill amid backlash from an open government group, and hear the inspiring story of a man who's running across the country to 48 state capitals in memory of his late daughter. It's Friday, February 7th, 2025. I'm Gino Gutierrez, and you'll hear all of those stories plus Albuquerque's weather forecast coming up on the Leading News. This episode is brought to you by the Kirtland Partnership Committee. For 30 years, they've been dedicated to supporting, growing, and preserving the Kirtland National Security Complex. They work tirelessly to enhance military readiness, foster community partnerships, improve quality of life, and promote economic development right here in New Mexico. Join their mission to ensure that Kirtland remains a cornerstone of national security and a key provider of quality jobs and investment for all of Greater Albuquerque. Together, we can make a powerful impact. Kirtland Partnership Committee, proudly shaping the future of our national security for 30 years.
In a few moments, I'll sign a historic executive order to ban men from competing in women's sports. It's about time.
The NCAA has announced a new policy banning transgender women from competing in women's sports, aligning with President Donald Trump's executive order that he signed on Wednesday. The ruling affects athletes assigned male at birth and those assigned female at birth who are undergoing testosterone therapy. New Mexico's two largest athletic departments, the University of New Mexico and New Mexico State University, are assessing what changes, if any, they will need to make. While NMSU reports no immediate impact, UNM has yet to comment. Meanwhile, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham has pledged to support equitable opportunities and prevent any political division. Failure to comply could risk federal funding or disqualify teams from NCAA competition. The Mountain West Conference, which includes UNM, will review the policy and ensure alignment with the NCAA and federal regulations. The NCAA does not track transgender athlete data, but reports suggest fewer than 10 such athletes currently compete, including a San Jose State volleyball player. The policy leaves enforcement to individual schools, making compliance crucial for universities moving forward. And at the Roundhouse on Thursday, supporters of a proposed assault weapons ban in New Mexico rallied at the state capitol to share personal stories of gun violence. Representative Andrea Romero, a Democrat from Santa Fe, is a co-sponsor of this legislation and argued the measure would remove, quote, weapons of war from communities, while pro-gun groups warn it could be unconstitutional. The debate comes as New Mexico faces one of the highest firearm fatality rates in the United States, with 27.3 deaths per 100,000 people in 2022. Critics, including Representative John Block, a Republican from Alamogordo, say the law would criminalize lawful gun owners and lead to costly legal battles. New Mexico has already passed firearm restrictions, including expanded background checks, a 7-day waiting period, and temporary gun seizures for at-risk individuals. While a legal challenge to the waiting period was rejected, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham's 2023 emergency gun ban in Albuquerque parks was rescinded after lawsuits. As the Democrat-controlled legislature pushes for stricter laws, opposition remains strong, ensuring continued legal and political battles over gun control will continue in the state. In another legislative news, a proposal to reshape New Mexico's public records laws has been withdrawn by Representative Kathleen Cates after criticism from open government advocates. Her bill, House Bill 139, aimed to give local officials more power to deny records requests they deem bothersome, sparking concerns about transparency and press freedom.
One of the main things they were concerned about is that it broadened the exemption broad and burdensome, which is like primarily the thing you most often get when you put in an IBRA request. They'll tell you, hey, this is going to take us too much time, etc. But it widened that definition to mean any request that takes longer than an hour to fulfill, we can deny.
Albuquerque Journal reporter Jillian Barkhurst worked alongside our colleague Dan Boyd on this story and sat down with me earlier to discuss some of the finer details of the bill.
Which would advocacy groups say that would pretty much give complete power to the custodians of records to say, hey, no, we can't do this. It's going to take too long, because almost every request takes that much time or longer.
Critics also argued this bill would have restricted public access. However, another bill, House Bill 283, is still being considered. This bill seeks to address the rising number of record requests, particularly those from commercial data brokers and out-of-state individuals that are posting law enforcement footage online. The bill, backed by the New Mexico Municipal League, would require requesters to disclose if they seek the records for commercial use, allowing local governments to charge a $30 per hour processing fee. The fee would not apply to traditional media. New Mexico's public records law, which has been in place since the 1940s, has seen some recent updates, including exemptions from certain law enforcement videos. Supporters of House Bill 283 argue it modernizes the law, balancing transparency with the growing demands on records custodians. If you like hearing all of the latest news from the Albuquerque Journal here on the Leading News, consider becoming a digital subscriber to the Albuquerque Journal. You can check our show notes for a discount code on a digital subscription and keep up with all the latest news from New Mexico's leading news source. The Nuring family turned their grief into a nationwide mission after losing their 17-year-old daughter Lily in a tragic car accident in 2017. Struggling to cope, Joshua Nuring, a former periodontist, found solace in running.
Running had become pretty therapeutic for me, and being able to just put my mind and my heart in a healthy place. And then when I found that I could couple that with a little act of service and remembering other people, not just my daughter Lily, but other people, that really changed.
What started as a personal healing journey evolved into Survivors, a nonprofit dedicated to transforming grief through movement and service.
And the idea behind Survivors is serving the community to help you work through your grief and, bringing something positive out of something negative in your life to bring happiness to other people and kind of bring happiness into yourself as well.
Journal reporter Nikayla McClellan wrote about the Nuring's mission, and to take that mission even further, they sold their home and embarked on the Black Pearl Project, a cross-country journey to visit 48 state capitals, hoping to inspire others to heal through action. Living in a 38-foot RV, the family, including their 5 children, supports Nuring as he runs 40 to 60 miles daily, honoring those who have passed.
Since last summer, they've been running around doing all of this stuff, and they're finally going to Santa Fe, which will be number 19 of 48 capitals.
Nuring is set to arrive at the Roundhouse on Friday and invites the public to join him for a 1-mile memorial walk, offering a space for collective remembrance. Through Survivors, the Nurings hope to establish chapters nationwide, spreading their message: grief is a step-by-step process and no one has to face it alone. And now taking a look at Albuquerque's weather forecast. Today you can expect sunny skies with a high near 70, and this evening partly cloudy with a low around 35. To keep up with all the latest news from the Albuquerque Journal, you can visit our website at abqjournal.com. For the Leading News, I'm Gino Gutierrez.